Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match in the women's side of the Rugby World Sevens Cup. So far, we have seen Australia versus England. That is one quarterfinal. USA versus Canada is another. The winner of this match will be going on to face Ireland in the third quarterfinal out of the four. And then the other side of the things is Fiji. They have booked themselves a spot there, and they are waiting to find out who wins between France and South Africa. So New Zealand in this game, they have gone with the starting lineup as follows. My voice is disappearing. That's not good. Niall Williams, Portia Woodman, Sarah Hirini, Pori Lane, Stacey Fleuler, Kelly Brazier, and Michaela Blythe. Then for Colombia will be Soto, also Azuaga, hopefully I'm pronouncing these correctly, Alvarez, Tapias, Mejia, also Elzati, and Lopera. I'm going to have to drink some water or else the voice is going completely. There we go. Hopefully, the voice will be sticking around. We still have 4 more sevens matches that we are doing tonight, including this one. Currently 3:30 a.m. in New Zealand. I'm not too sure how many Kiwis have got up for this game up against Colombia, but what we will be expecting is quite a few points on the board for the New Zealand women's side. I think Portia Woodman's going to be a dangerous threat in this New Zealand lineup. The doors are opening. The two sides are making their way out onto the park at Cape Town. It's a beautiful afternoon currently. Sun has been out all day, sitting around that 18 degrees. And now Colombia, they are going to have a huge opportunity here in the Sevens World Cup. We do see there a 50 with Sarah Hirini on the front as well. So the 50 of tournament for Sarah Hirini here. We did actually see Kurt Baker bring that up last week or the week before in the LA Sevens. Back-to-back defending Rugby World Cup Sevens champions, winning in both 2013 and 2018. So New Zealand, they are going to have to work extremely hard to make sure that they do retain their gold medal. This game should be one of the more easy matches that they do find themselves having. And only us lads here all the straight guys, says Nathan. And then also we have got there Colombia 12 and New Zealand 73. It's the prediction there. Although, to be fair, Colombia to get over twice up against New Zealand would be pretty impressive. That's saying it's not impossible. And Deborah, get some sleep. Says sweet as. Thank you very much for the donation, mate. Colombia about to get underway. We've only got 4 more matches, and then we will be heading to bed at about 7 a.m. That's going to be kicked off. New Zealand not taking that one cleanly. Colombia putting on the extra pressure. I believe it was a knock on by the Colombians. And New Zealand will now have the scrum. And more girls watching men. Give it up, ladies, says Nathan. And there as well. But Colombia, they will be looking to try and cause a real upset here. If they can win up against New Zealand in this contest, that would be, I would say, one of the biggest upsets in women's rugby sevens history. We've hardly seen Colombia. They aren't on the World Sevens circuit. So for them to be able to do that would be sensational. But New Zealand now, they've got an attacking opportunity. It's off to Michaela Blythe. Now the thing is, we have seen in every single game so far at least one player slip over. Wondering who it will be in this game for New Zealand and Colombia. Now it's out to Portia Woodman. Great shot on her by the Colombian winger. I believe it would have been Azuaga, and that is going to be the penalty to Colombia now. 1 minute in, and we still sit 0-0. Hopefully the scoreboard, there we go. It is now updating, but that was a brilliant shot on Portia Woodman. The head was on the wrong side, I believe they have just said in the commentary box, but it was effective. She just smacked straight into her. Sent her over the touchline. It looks like there is going to be a scrum now for New Zealand. That was a bit of a mistake from Colombia. Unfortunately, there they did try and kick for the corner. They got it wrong. They kicked it dead, and now New Zealand have got the scrum feet. So letting New Zealand off the hook a little bit there. The early pressure from the Colombians. Pori Lane feeds the ball in for New Zealand. They are on their own 22. Kelly Brazier running sideways. Nice ball on the inside. Now great shot on Stacey Fleuler, who gets back up and goes again. New Zealand looking aggressive throughout the early stages of this contest. Pori Lane. Now another offload to Brazier. Colombia have been making some very good tackles throughout the early stages of this contest. That's another great one made on Michaela Blythe, who tried to get up and go again. I would have had that as a penalty to Colombia. Now on the halfway line, Pori Lane goes across to Niall Williams. Can she unleash one of those magical offloads just like her bigger bro, Sonny Bill? Now it's going to be Portia Woodman. She is going to be through. Referee's trying to catch up with her. He's actually done pretty well to be able to run with her all the way to the try line. Let's go, Coco. In there says it was Gareth. And also, yes, solid tackles, says Nathan there. Yeah, quite a few good tackles being made, but Niall Williams found that offload to Portia Woodman. And then from there, it was all going to be down to the foot race, and Portia Woodman doing extremely well. They are showing a zoom in of Portia Woodman's legs. Calf muscles are a lot more defined than any muscle in my body, that is for sure. And one of the substitutes, I'm trying to work out who that was. I wonder what's, yes, it was Sheree Kaka, was actually celebrating big time with a bit of a dance there for Portia Woodman, but she is all-time leading Rugby World Cup sevens try scorer for the women's 19 tries. She keeps on adding to it as well, but New Zealand now sitting 7-0 up. Also, we get their big kicks. So here's Nathan Poultry-Lane kicks us off. Now, once again, 3.5 minutes, and New Zealand find themselves 7-0 up over Colombia. I'd like to see a little bit more attack from Colombia here, which we may get to see very soon. They are deep inside of their own 22. They've decided to go for the kicking option. Michaela Blyde will be after this one. It's going to roll into touch, though. And also, I know of one muscle you have that's more defined, Hamish, says Gareth. And there's, oh, well, I'd hope so anyway, compared to these female players out there on the field. Now, will be the line-out throw for Poultry-Lane. She is the kickoff lady. She is the line-out throw lady. She's the feeding the ball into the scrum lady. I believe she also does the kicks. Is there anything this woman can't do? That's probably the big question. Score tries? No, she'll score a try in this match. Surely Poultry-Lane now. She's done this. She's gone through, and Poultry-Lane scores right on cue. Between the sticks, she gets one, just like the number on her back. That was very weird timing in your tongue, Hamish. And also, we have got the get out of the gutter. Wait, so is that because I talk so much? Probably because I talk way too much, isn't it? And also, we have got their try, New Zealand, says Nathan. But Poultry-Lane, she's adding to her list of accolades. She scores tries, she kicks goals, she does line out, she does scrum, she makes tackles, she breaks through defenders. And just very nicely done. That kick has gone over from Poultry-Lane. And also we have got there, she gets one between the sticks. See Sebastian with a quote. That makes me concerned, Sebastian, that we've got the quotations around she gets one between the sticks. Okay, they are quite happy at the moment, I'd have to say. The crowd in Cape Town, a lot of people celebrating the Sevens World Cup. And numbers are starting to pile in. I know a few of our subscribers were actually going to the game. Hopefully everyone who is there is having a great time. Portia Woodman has had a great time in that breakdown, has been able to turn it over for New Zealand, sitting 14-0 now. 14-0 up, I should say, up against Colombia now. Stacey Flula, one more pass off to Michaela Blyde. It's going to be now Poultry-Lane. She goes in and she scores again. Oh, it was a bit of an accident from the Colombian winger. I think number 4. Who's that? That was the Pera. Just ended up Alzate actually ended up just falling almost on her face. And also just score one try Colombia, says Nathan there as well. But it was pass from Michaela Blyde. Found the pass out to Poultry-Lane, who looks like already that she's going to have a very dangerous tournament for New Zealand. Now, Poultry-Lane, it's gone out to the left-hand side, so that kick hasn't gone over, but New Zealand still find themselves 19-0 up over the Colombians. Of course, they're unhappy. The World Cup's main cocaine powder or provider is losing, says Sebastian there. What else comes from Colombia? I'm trying to think. Do bananas come from Colombia? Is that where we get our bananas from here in New Zealand? Maybe. Possibly. I know that mango comes from Peru for the New Zealand shopping departments, or Australia. But yeah, do we get Colombian bananas? We get something Colombian anyway. It's going to be the penalty to Colombia for a New Zealand player leaving her feet. Coffee. Oh, okay. And Shakira, says Sebastian. Now another penalty advantage. Oh, The referee didn't see the tap, so she has to take it again now. It's going to be Laura Mejia. Pass it on the outside. Nope. Hasn't quite worked out. A little bit of a loose ball. Poultry Lane hits her in the midsection and sends her backwards. Now it's stolen by Michaela Blyde. Portia Woodman trying to break through and add to her impressive tally at the Rugby World Cup Sevens. Colombia working hard in the breakdown, though. They're actually doing very nicely, although now Kelly Brazier breaks around the side and scores the try for New Zealand. That is another one. New Zealand move up to 24. That will soon become 26, though, with a nice, easy conversion straight out in front of the posts. And Peru Coca-Cola is sweeter, says Nathan there. I'm actually going to quickly, in fact, we're almost at halftime. At halftime, I'm going to check to see where New Zealand get their bananas from. Weird topic, I guess you'd say, but I think it's somewhere South America anyway. If it's not Colombia, it may be either Bolivia or Paraguay. And Peru Coca-Cola is more coca than cola, says Sebastian. And so that is going to be halftime, 26 points to 0 for New Zealand. We will search, where do New Zealand import their bananas from? We import them from the Philippines. Okay. I wouldn't have known that. So we get our main suppliers of fresh bananas to the US markets are Guatemala, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Colombia, and also Honduras. So to the USA, Colombia do provide the bananas. Not so much to us. We seem to get ours from the Philippines. I guess it's less freight, isn't it? Because it's just a little bit away. It's interesting. Lately, we've had a few more bananas that are green, but they are actually as sweet as a normal yellow one. Strange fact. Well, yeah, I don't know why they're sweeter than normal, but they do all right. They do the job. When you eat them, you get the potassium. Had to add that in because I know people's minds would have gone in the wrong direction. But New Zealand now about to kick off the second half. 26-0 ahead over Colombia. So a very good start. The next game that we are going to be covering on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, will be coming up at 4:05. But we are starting at 4. That is Fiji versus Wales. And y'all don't even have lettuce. That is very true, sadly. It's like $6 for a miniature lettuce. Wish I had been growing them in the backyard. Although I don't really like lettuce that much. It's like, I can understand why you put it in a burger, but outside of a burger or a salad, it's just like, what? It's just, it's a leaf. Whereas something like a cabbage is a bit different. It's got a bit more of a rustic feel to it. Or you just go all out and get like a stick of celery, which I wouldn't do. I don't really like celery. That's going to be a penalty to Colombia. They're doing nicely in the breakdowns here. More monkeys over there, I guess. Bananas, and also we have got the laughing face from Nathan a bit earlier on. All you need is spuds, fish, chicken, and lamb, says Sebastian. Exactly right. In fact, you've listed 2 of the things that I'm going to eat after the last live stream that I am doing. It's going to be nicely kicked in behind now. Colombia chasing hard, kicking it forward. The chance for the foot race. Can Colombia? Oh, it's going to be knocked on, and it's a try for Colombia, and the crowd absolutely erupt for that one. It is going to be Mejia has been able to go in. Colombia, that is a history-making try for the Colombians. And also, yes, Colombia girls try, says Nathan there. And also try, says Sebastian. But it was a great kick in behind. It was actually a tactic that I said a few of the other sides should have considered in the recent months. So New Zealand, they did decide to make a sub. I believe that was Shrey Kaka. Oh, in fact, no, sorry, that was Saley. To get that one wrong, the drop kick of Colombia has not worked out, although it's fair to say Colombia probably haven't practiced the drop kicks that much. I particularly like cabbage, sauerkraut, and Colombia, says Nathan. And there's, and you can see how much it means to this side. Very nice, late comeback on. 3 more converted tries, and we're going to golden point here. If New Zealand had that happen to them, I think that would be something that they would be pretty disappointed about. Although Colombia have shown, if they were on the regular World Sevens circuit, that's going to be a try to Michaela Blyde. She got too much pace around the outside and has been able to run it in. She almost getting booed as she ran that try. I think the crowd are heavily behind the Colombians here, which is nice to see that they are supporting the different sides in the competition. It's always cool to hear the crowd reaction. Michaela Blythe, she went around the outside. Like I said, it always rhymes, but that was Alvarez who wasn't quite able to get onto that one, unfortunately. But yeah, KFC here in New Zealand now do cabbage in their burgers. I believe George has really tempted me with that KFC on Sunday, though, because I'm heavily considering it. I said I was going to do September, a whole diet, healthy month, not a drop of sugar, not a drop of junk food. That now I'm like, oh, but, might be all right. Currently, Michaela Blythe, she needs 10 more tries to be able to pass Portia Woodman for tries scored in a World Cup matches. It's going to be kicked off too short for New Zealand. It's bounced back, and it is going to be Colombia's ball now on the halfway line. 4 minutes left, and calm down, New Zealand girls. Save some petrol for finals time. Here's Nathan. Yeah, their next match, I believe they are going to be going on to face Ireland in the women's side of the quarterfinals, and Colombia win, says Spider-Mick. And then now nice pass on the outside now. Good work down the wing, I believe that is Osiaro. Now Colombia using their back line. I haven't seen a huge amount of handling errors from Colombia. Okay, that's the drop ball, but it did go backwards, so it's fine. Like overall, normally with these slightly lower ranked sides, you do see a lot more panic in the way that they're playing. But it's actually a good structured backline for Colombia, and also a nice run forward up to halfway now. They haven't completely had a lack of possession in this game, which is also something that will be nice. And it's good for New Zealand as well, because at the end of the day, if New Zealand are pushed in this game, theoretically, it should help them play better in their next match. And they might receive some fuel from the Colombians and also knock on rest. New Zealand knock on. Says Nathan. Now it will be in the hands of Saley. Tries to go through. A lady who did miss the initial try scored by Colombia. She did miss the tackle now. Sera Hidini, we haven't really seen too much of her throughout this game, but Sheree Kaka, we did see a dance while she was on the sideline. Is there going to be another one here for Kaka? She's put it down, and she just looks very calm. Oh no, now she's gonna do a little. I think that was maybe like a Darius or something like that. New Zealand hacking, bro. Says Nathan. Yeah, they changed the difficulty before the match started. You know how you do that on a game when someone's not looking? I did that to George. That was harsh. We were playing FIFA, and he didn't know how the menus worked. And as soon as he loaded up the game, he wanted to do it on beginner. I switched it so that we were on world class or the hardest difficulty in FIFA. And yeah, he didn't realize. He was like, geez, the computer's quite tricky, aren't they? The Colombian girls need a locker room attendant. I'll fly down quick, says Gareth. And now Kaka scores the try. 2 minutes left. This contest, New Zealand bring up the 40 points to the 5 now. And they will be kicking this one off once again. This time it has gone the 10 metres. Nicely taken, but a big bit of contact there from the number 7 for New Zealand. I believe they've just said that is Jasmine Felix Hotham. Although she put in a big hit, and she didn't really send the Colombian girl backwards. That is a good low tackle made by Saley now. Felix Hotham lurking around the side of the breakdown. It's gone through the legs of Colombia. Good fend twice in a row on Willison. She's found herself lying on the wrong side of the breakdown, so that's going to be a penalty against her. Now Colombia take another quick tap just out from their own 22, and at least they had a try against our best, says Spider-Mick. Exactly right. They have been looking, give Colombia like a year or two on the World Sevens circuit. They could be definitely a side to watch out for. Their structure, I'm not sure who their coach is, but whoever it is, he or she has been doing a very good job with the Colombians, as we don't really get to see them in action, like I mentioned. So I wish we could see more of them, but Miller, she is going to be on debut for this World Cup. Excited for this one, of course, but making a little mistake. Oh, no, it was a full pass to her, sorry. So it wasn't her mistake. It was actually a mistake of the ball going to her. But currently we are sitting 23 seconds left. Like I mentioned, at 4 a.m., we are going to be starting our next live stream. And that one is going to be an exciting game. Fiji versus Wales for a spot in the quarterfinals up against Samoa. A match that I wish had taken place a little bit later on. Colombia once again going for the kick in behind. It did work last time, although this time Felix Hotham is back there and she has been able to clean it up very nicely. Now fires it across to Kelly Brazier. 2 seconds left on the clock for New Zealand. I would like to think that they wouldn't kick this ball out and instead would have one last crack, and it looks like Portia Woodman is going to start firing up, gives it off. Now back to Willison. Nice run from Felix Hotham off to Brazier, and that will be the final try of the match for New Zealand. How with New Zealand are done, they're always winning. Next, says Nathan there, but that is going to be the try for Kelly Brazier. New Zealand make their way through to the quarterfinals. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Them versus Ireland. This Ireland women's side are one who you cannot underestimate, or else they may be able to get themselves the win. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. We are going to be taking a short intermission of about 4 minutes while we do wait for Fiji versus Wales to get a little bit closer. But thank you all very much for being here. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also on that next live stream for Fiji versus Wales, we will be breaking down all of the draw, who's versing who, and all of the respective matches. But thank you all very much for being here. I will see you all